make this fun appetizer, I'm going to start making the bread first. 1/4 cup of warm water. To the warm water, I am adding sugar. Now I'm adding my yeast to this. I'm going to again give this all a good mix, and I'm going to let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes until it froths up a little bit. Now to my KitchenAid stand mixer, I'm adding 3 cups of all-purpose flour or maida, to which I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. To this now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Now to this I'm going to be adding the yeast mixture that we made earlier. It has nicely frothed up. Now I'm going to slowly add water. So the dough is now ready. Now I'm going to dust just a little bit of flour on my working surface, and I'm going to take the dough, and I'm taking the dough that we needed, and I'm going to knead it a little bit. Now we have a nice soft dough, and how do we know if we have kneaded our dough well is just to take a pinch out of the dough and stretch it like this, and it should not tear, and you should be able to stretch it as much as you can. This is also called a window pane test, where if you hold this against a window, it should be transparent enough. So I know that my dough is well kneaded. I'm going to take the same bowl in which we kneaded our atta or dough, and I'm going to spray that with a little bit of oil, and any oil is fine, and I'm going to coat the dough ball in the oil. And I'm going to cover this with a saran wrap, and I'm going to let it rest in warm place like oven or inside the microwave, and I'm going to let it rest for about 1 hour until it doubles in size. I'm now going to make the dabeli stuffing for the paos, for which I'm taking about 2 tablespoons of oil. After the oil is hot, I'm going to add a little bit of jeera, a tiny bit of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of dabeli masala. Give all of this a good mix. And now I'm adding boiled and smashed potatoes. Tiny bit of amchur powder, and because I'm filling this in my bread, I'm also adding green chutney to this. Give all of this a nice good mix. I'm adding a tiny bit of salt and a tiny bit of Kashmiri red chili powder. Give all of this a good mix. I have now mixed this thoroughly and tasted it. Tastes good. I am now going to remove it in the plate and let it cool down before we actually stuff this into our buns. The cooling down is really important. It's been about 60 minutes now, and I can see that my dough has nicely doubled in size. I'm now going to punch it down. And take it on my workspace again and give it a good knead. Now I'm going to divide this dough into equal portions to make pav. And I made equal size of balls like this to go inside the pav for the dabeli stuffing. When dividing the dough into equal portions, I always like to use a scale to be extra precise. So I'm going to make dough balls like this of 40 grams each piece. So I made 40 grams ball each like this. I'm going to dust a little bit flour and I'm going to flatten it up like this. Equally on each side, and I'm going to put our stuffing inside and tightly pack it from all the sides and try to make it as smooth as possible. Like so. I'm putting them in a pan like this, which I have just lined it with parchment, and today, because I'm making it in a circular pan, I just kept this in the middle as a placeholder. So I stuffed all the pavs with the dabeli stuffing. I'm going to now cover this and keep it again in a warm place to rest and proof for about 45 minutes. Alright, after the buns were proofing for about 45 minutes, they almost doubled in size, and then I baked them at 450 degrees for 12 minutes, and then I rotated the dish, the pan, and then baked it again for less than 2 minutes. They are now nicely cooked, and I'm now going to brush some butter on the top of the buns. How lovely